This is going to be the ultimate retail trap we see every single time after Q4 during the post-halving year, and Bitcoin is now exactly pumping into this trap. So that is what we need to discuss within today's update video. We will discuss a lot more than only that, like all of the most important Bitcoin charts, the latest news hitting the markets, and the most important upcoming events. I will give a big update on my Ethereum trading position, but actually I just closed my position, so I will give the exact reasons why I did so and my future game plan for more upcoming trading positions. And of course we will discuss Ethereum and some altcoins itself. So from there guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel, watch and like my latest YouTube videos, and then we can dive into the most important content. Since Bitcoin is now pumping into the ultimate retail trap we see every single cycle after Q4 during the post-halving year, because Bitcoin has been bouncing up ever so slightly from off the 80k low, now all the way back to 94k. And I think this pump is going to continue if we break a very important resistance level I will talk about in a minute here. But what is going to be happening next from here? Usually we do see that after Q4 in the post-halving years, normally Bitcoin breaks below the 50 weekly moving average, which we exactly did once again, because these were all of the Q4s during the post-halving years. We broke below the 50 weekly moving average once again, and from there you can see that usually we see continuation further into a deeper bear market, also according to the 4-year cycle. If that is going to play out once again, what we can be expecting now for Bitcoin will be a new move towards the 200 daily moving average, which is this orange line. We saw it in 2014, 2018, 2022, and now once again we could see it in 2025 or the beginning of 2026. Usually it happens during a midterm year, so the year after the post-halving year, but let's see about exactly that. And I think if Bitcoin is going to continue its way up here towards that 200 daily moving average, it could become the ultimate trap for retail traders, because this is going to be a very hard one to predict, because now in this current Bitcoin move high you can already start to see that the sentiment is flipping a little bit more positive again. People are getting even more excited, and then eventually you can also see a major fake out above the 200 daily moving average. So once we are going to enter these levels and we are going to touch the 200 daily moving average, we are going to look into confirmed daily and weekly closes above and below it. That is going to be super important. So the upcoming update videos the next weeks here are going to be very important ones for Bitcoin, because this is going to be another moment of truth. If Bitcoin is going to get rejected from here, history might be exactly repeating once again, and we could enter a deeper bear market. If you're going to break above it, we might be breaking the 4-year cycle, which is always going to be a probability. I don't say it's going to be the most likely outcome here, but of course there's always a possibility it could happen there. And like stated, Bitcoin broke below the 50 weekly moving average, and from there it usually sees this relief rally back up. So like stated, if Bitcoin is going to get rejected here, history might be exactly repeating once again. And if that's going to be the case and you enter a deep bear market, usually Bitcoin moves towards the 200 weekly moving average here. Sometimes we grab some liquidity below it, sometimes we find the bear market bottom at those levels, and like 2022 we even fall quite heavily below the 200 weekly moving average. But let's see about exactly that. Usually that is a very important level for Bitcoin also. On the short term, we have Bitcoin fighting to reclaim the yearly open, and I think this is going to be a critical level for Bitcoin to reclaim, to remain its bullish structure we're currently creating, and also to basically continue this relief rally further up to the top side towards the 200 daily moving average there. And now Bitcoin is basically putting in higher lows, which is looking very good. And I think we could possibly see another higher low here if the bullish trend is going to continue, and then we can be reclaiming the yearly open. Could also be happening today, but yesterday actually we saw another candle close under the yearly open, which indicates that this is going to be big and big resistance for Bitcoin. And I think once we flip above it, it's going to be very bullish for Bitcoin, and we could see quite a big push higher once we truly reclaim these levels and possibly flip it in support, retest it, and move even higher. But this is the most important level for Bitcoin now. We can clearly see it from all of the rejections here in the past that people are interested into opening short positions at the yearly open there. Yesterday we saw some interesting data coming out, which is that the US labor market keeps on weakening. The ADP private payrolls came out much lower than expected, so the labor market is weak and more rate cuts are coming probably. Some important data we still have ahead of us before the next FOMC meeting is going to be the initial jobless claims today, which I will be live streaming once again on the channel, so make sure to come and check it out if you're getting interested in that, and if you want to be updated about all of the important data regarding the rate cut probabilities and what the Fed will be doing next at the 10th of December, their rate cut decision. Make sure to come and watch the live stream so you don't miss out on any of this economic data. We have been live streaming all of the important data as one of the only channels on YouTube, so make sure to come and check it out, because most of the times, or actually always, I'm live once there is some important economic data dropping. So make sure to be there also today with initial jobless claims. And if you can't be coming today, make sure to be there tomorrow, because Friday is going to be even more important with the PCE price index, which is basically the last inflation data we are going to see before the 10th of December FOMC, and also a key metric for the Fed to basically measure inflation and to make their decisions on. If we can be seeing some cooler inflation than expected, we are most definitely going to see a rate cut at the 10th of December. So it's getting very exciting and you don't want to be missing out on all of that economic data. Another pattern which I do see for Bitcoin, which is not looking that good honestly, is that usually we pump into the FOMCs. This happened the last 2 times. We pump into the FOMCs, and after that we see quite a big correction after the FOMC to the downside basically. But in my opinion, this does not have to repeat. It could most definitely happen, but I think that in itself the FOMC itself will be the most important thing. Are we going to hear more about the QT ending, more about possible QE getting started? So many things can happen in the next FOMC. I personally think so. I don't want to be saying that Bitcoin is most definitely going to dump after the FOMC, but this is definitely a pattern we should keep in our mind here, because it happened the last 2 times for Bitcoin here. So make sure you are aware of exactly that. And now I do want to give a big update on my Ethereum trading position, because this morning I closed my Ethereum trading position in good profit. And why did I do so? I did so because I have been in this Ethereum position all the way down. My average entry was 3k, now at 3.2k. I do think possibly Bitcoin could get rejected here at the yearly open once again, and from there we have to see if we can be putting in another higher low. Ethereum could also be dropping ever so slightly lower. There's also a chance we just are going to keep pumping higher. Of course, there's always a chance that will happen. Ethereum is looking kind of strong, but I personally want to reassess the markets a little bit and open potentially a new short position at this 200 daily moving average, or long position if I think we are going to break above it, for example. I think that is going to be a much more interesting level to open new trading positions, and that's what I'm currently looking into. Also, I will be updating about those new trading positions here in the VIP Telegram group, because here in the morning, for example, I also showed that I was closing my Ethereum trading position as one of the first things I did in the morning. So here you get updated much faster. Make sure to also join this group with that link in the description on this update video. But yeah, possibly quickly I will be opening new trading positions on Ethereum and Bitcoin here on Bank. So make sure to come over to Bank also if you do want to be prepared, or if you do want to open a trading position at the current moment, because now on Bank you can claim quite the amazing offer, which is going to be in 2.5k maximum deposit bonus and a 5k generous refund on your first trading position for new users. So make sure to check it out if you do want to claim these bonuses. You can find and claim this with the link in the description on the update video here. Make sure to check it out for yourself if you're getting interested in that, and if you do want to be prepared to open a position, or if you do want to start opening positions now. Of course, always do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. You should always be looking for yourself where you do want to be trading at, but I can personally highly recommend Bank, and I'm trading a lot on there, so make sure to come and check it out. And also congratulations to the people what have been following, because this ATM trade was actually quite a risky one. We had it open for a long time here, and now ultimately we are taking some profits, which is always going to be a good thing. We can be reassessing the markets a little bit and soon open bigger and better trading positions, because I also was not quite satisfied with my entry on Ethereum. I think we could have been doing much better on the Ethereum trading position. On the other hand, how the market has been performing over the last month, that was also not exactly what I was predicting here. So yeah, mixed feelings, but we did close in a profit, and that is always going to be good, and it's always going to be a win for me, and hopefully also for the community. And like stated, make sure to check out that bonus if you do want to start trading yourself on L-Bank. Now diving into the Ethereum charts, I can see something very interesting. That is why I was hesitating about my Ethereum position, maybe keep it open, but I would just take profits for now. I think there is a possibility, if Bitcoin is going to reclaim the yearly open and move higher, that Ethereum is going to make its move towards the bull market support band, because we broke below the 50 weekly moving average. And that is going to be a massive level for ETH towards that 3.5k level. I think we could also get rejected there. Let's see about exactly that. But I think this is going to be a massive level for ETH. If we break back above it, we are truly back. But yes, this is going to be a big resistance level for ETH. And we can be pumping after slightly higher, but it's all going to depend on Bitcoin, like I've been discussing in all of my latest update videos. I think the Bitcoin charts are much more important at the current moment than, for example, how Ethereum itself is performing and what the actual price action for Ethereum is here. Now, what we do have, or what we did have yesterday, was the Fusaka upgrade going live. It's now live at the current moment. And for ETH, we do know that after the Pectra update, we saw quite some similar performance on the day itself. And we saw a huge 50% pump to the top side after the last upgrade for Ethereum. The Fusaka upgrade was a much bigger one, actually. We saw it going live yesterday evening, and Ethereum is reacting quite positively on it. So if history could be repeating, we can see and expect quite a big Ethereum move here. I don't think it will be of the same magnitude, but yeah, maybe we could see a move towards that bull market support band here in the near future. And to end the video, I do want to talk about altcoins for a very short moment, because I don't want to keep repeating myself in every single update video. But for altcoins, I'm looking into the monetary policy of the Fed. I think we need QE, and we had QT ending, so there's some possibility that QE could be getting started in 2026. I actually think there's quite a high likelihood it will be happening, and that's going to be the moment where I will be scaling into altcoins once again and opening new positions. That's why I'm live streaming all of the economic data. That's why I do want you guys all to be updated about everything that's happening surrounding the Fed rate cut decisions and the monetary policy, because once this is going to happen, for example, or something else, I think that's going to be the moment where altcoins can flip bullish again. Because in my personal opinion, and not everybody thinks like this, but I think that we need to have more liquidity within the markets to see a true altcoin season once again. Because during periods of QT, which now ended for altcoins basically, and just for the markets, we do see slow bleeding for altcoins. We've seen it here. We saw it happening here with QT getting started in 2022 all the way to here. We've seen altcoins bleeding, and you do see that altcoins at certain moments do want to start moving, but they can't sustain the rally like they do during a true altcoin season. Here in 2017 we had far less altcoins, so I think this was totally different. I think 2021 is more similar, and that's why during QE we saw a major pump for altcoins. I do think we need something similar for altcoins, more liquidity, and then we can maybe see a sustained and true altcoin season once again. So that's what I'm waiting for, and I will keep you guys updated about exactly that. And for now, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to come over to the channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch and like my latest YouTube videos. Then I will see you guys in my next update video or live stream late today, update video tomorrow morning.